Welcome everyone to another episode of the Rankings videos. I am your host, Slasher Scotty, and boy, you have been waiting for this moment. So you've probably noticed over the past few Rankings videos, you're like, okay, he did one on Friday the 13th, he did one on, A Nightmare on Elm Street, he even did one on the seasons of American Horror Story. So where is the Halloween franchise? Isn't that Slasher Scotty's favorite franchise, or at least one of them? Absolutely, and don't think of it anymore. Don't even ask that question. You know why? Because this is it. This is the Halloween rankings video. We're going to rank all of the Halloween films, and it's going to be great. I'm so excited for this, and it's just going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to get into it. But before we get into ranking these videos, please subscribe to my channel. You want to do it. You show me some love. And also, press that bell notification icon so you can get updated on every single video I upload. Whether it's the interviews I do with celebrities, the rankings, or the top 10, or any other videos I decide to do, you will know once you hit that bell notification icon. And of course, give us a like if you like what you saw. And we know that, you might have a little bit of a difference of opinion, I would say, right? If you do and you don't agree with my order of the Halloween films, let us know in the comments and tell us what is your favorite and where do you rank it and why. And, Halloween is a very iconic with this it's an iconic franchise with this musical score, and it's just the antagonist Michael Myers. Everything about it is just amazing. I love it. And it's set in the fictional Haddonfield, Illinois. 15 years later, after Michael killed his sister as a boy, he comes back to Haddonfield, and it's just a brilliant masterpiece by John Carpenter himself. So why don't we check out which Halloween film in the franchise is the best of the best and the worst of the worst. But before we do, let me tell you something, alright? There's a golden rule at this channel, which you all already know about. This golden rule is, these are my personal opinions, and you may not agree with them. So like I said earlier, if you don't, comment on which one's your favorite, where you rank it, and why. So now, who is ready to have a killer time, no pun intended, and ready to rank these Halloween movies? And I can't wait to get into it. Are you ready? Because I know I sure as hell am. Come and meet me in the other studio so we can go and rank these films. Woo! Yeah. Halloween. That's where we are, right? Right? So what's number 11 on the ranking? That's right. Halloween Resurrection. A lot of people might have been thinking I was going to start off with the Rob Zombie, versions. But nope. Halloween Resurrection, albeit the 8th form of Halloween. Well, we know that this is part of the Halloweens 1 and 2 from John Carpenter, the original, and the Halloween H2O 20 years later timeline. That's right, Halloween has multitude of timelines, and this one follows the original 2 and the H2O timeline. So yes, this one, I really don't like it. It starts off with Michael Myers actually killing his sister Laurie Strode. So you have this heroine, this, protagonist, this final girl, the Scream Queen, Jamie Lee Curtis, playing Laurie Strode, and she gets killed off within the first act of the movie. And then we jump right into a bunch of college teens going to a reality found footage type of TV show for Dangertainment with the karate-loving Busta Rhymes. Enough said, please, enough said. That's right, this Halloween film is the absolute pitfalls of the franchise. So yeah, this one has to be dead last on this list. Number 10 on the rankings is Halloween 2. You thought I meant 1981, didn't you? Wrong! Halloween 2 from 2009, the Rob Zombie's remake, or shall I say sequel to the remake of his 2007 version of Halloween. So yes, this one definitely deserves to be at the bottom, and here is why. There is an unbelievable amount of gore and swearing. I like slasher and horror films, and I love them with some swearing and some gore and all that. This one has a bucket load of it that is unnecessary for a Halloween film. Halloween isn't known for its blood and gore as so much, and not even that much of swearing. So this one definitely feels out of place in the franchise itself. On top of that, that lame White Horse Story. Ugh! That White Horse Story was absolutely abhorrent. I mean, let's put it this way. Rob Zombie's, also with Michael Myers, his dead mother. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. But, of course, Rob Zombie has to find a way to put his wife into the movie, right? Right? Am I right? Tell me I'm right. That's right. So yeah, this movie definitely just I can't stand it. And plus with Laurie Strode played by Scout Taylor Compton, she did the best of what she was given, but this version of Laurie Strode is not the Laurie Strode we want or know and love from John Carpenter's. This Laurie Strode is absolutely I can't even get into it. It's just that bad. But yeah, this movie is not good, and that is the reason why it makes the bottom of the list. I mean, it has no choices. This shouldn't even be a Halloween movie, right? So yeah, bottom of the list it goes. Sorry, not sorry. Number 9 on the rankings is Halloween 6: The Curse of Michael Myers. Now, some people like this movie, and I'm one of them. But it has to be on the lower end of the spectrum, and the reason why is because, well, we're ranking the theatrical releases, not the producer cuts. If this was the producer cut ranking of the film, it would be a little higher on the list because we have a whole redirection, a different redirection on the film itself. Different Jamie Lloyd Kill, which obviously wasn't played by Daniel Harris, which was kind of a letdown. And then, of course, I did not like that whole Cult of Thorn debacle, and on top of that, the ending was totally different in the producer's cut, and a lot better, mind you. They didn't have all those flashing lights that basically, drive my head into a tizzy. But overall, I really enjoyed this film, but the theatrical release is very subpar to the producer's cut, to be honest with you, and it definitely doesn't deserve anywhere near the middle or the top end of the spectrum of this ranking video. And then also, Donald Pleasance. Poor Dr. Sam Loomis. He passed away in real life after the film, which is why they had to do that's the reason why the theatrical release had the ending it did. Because they had him screaming, made it seem like Michael Myers killed Dr. Loomis because Donald Pleasance passed away during post-production in real life. And with that said, we have to put this at this spot on the ranking, and I will end this part of the ranking and this number with an R.I.P. Donald Pleasance. Number 8 on the ranking is the 2007 Halloween by Rob Zombie. Now, a lot of people are wondering, why did you rank this where it's at now? I mean, let's be fair, this isn't that good of a ranking position to begin with. But it is a lot better than the other ones that was, on the lower end of the rankings. And, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, I can stomach it. I mean, it's not the greatest. It definitely fails in comparison to John Carpenter's original. Of course, there's way too much gore and, pig-headed sex and, all that stuff and swearing and all that stuff in it that the 1980s of the Halloween franchise just didn't have, and that's what makes it that much better. Overall, of course, Rob Zombie needed to put his wife, Sherry Moon Zombie, to show off her tits and her, booty and all that stuff, like he does in all of his films. But overall, this movie isn't the greatest. It isn't that bad. I personally like where they talked about Michael's backstory as a child and gave an in-depth into his mind and psyche. A lot of people don't like that because they like keeping the evil of Michael Myers and his mystique. They like keeping that, kind of secret and not known because it makes him that much more scarier. I liked how they went into the backstory. I mean, I like him also where you don't know much about him. His mystique is evil, and you don't know why he is evil. But I just thought it was a cool, different direction to go into. A lot of people disagree. Some people agree. But overall, this movie really isn't that great. It's okay for what it is, and I like it. I can stomach it. But it definitely is not anywhere near the 1978 version of Halloween. And of course, the sequel was just that much worse. But we already discussed that one. But yeah, this movie, I mean, if it was never made, it wouldn't hurt me any, to be honest with you. Number 7 on the rankings is, wait for it, Halloween H2O 20 years later. Shocked, right? Pissed you off. So, Halloween H2O 20 years later, pretty decent movie. I really like it. I really do. I mean, it's on the lower spectrum for one major reason. It didn't do what it was meant to do, and that was kill off Michael Myers for good. Now, forgive me, I love Halloween like the next guy, and I definitely love them making new movies. But when they say that they're going to kill off Michael Myers, and that's the reason why they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back, and they don't do it, that is a little bit of false advertising if you ask me. But yeah, so they explained in Halloween Resurrection that Michael escaped. He was never decapitated by Laurie Strode. He switched places with the paramedic and crushed his larynx so he couldn't even speak. And then Michael walked off into the sunset or whatever, But yeah, they didn't kill him off, and then, Michael, he survived the whole time. So yeah, that's what happened there, and I mean, it was cool. It introduced Josh Hartnett, lower body count, like the original, and it had some nods outside of the timeline as well, which was really decent. Even though it wasn't in the timeline, they still introduced some things. They even, I mean, of course, Jamie Lloyd isn't a part of this timeline, but they even had a little nod to her in there as well, which is pretty decent. But yeah, I can't forget about LL Cool J's little poetry. That was pretty funny too. Pretty funny stuff. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. It's decent to say the least, so it deserves the spot if you ask me. Number 6 on the rankings is the 2018 reboot, or redo, or whatever you want to call it, of Halloween. So this movie is actually not that bad. It does ignore every single movie after Halloween's original 1978 film. I mean, I wish it would have kept the overall continuity of the first 8 films. That would have been great. I know, not all of them are the same. Like, I know that they have Halloween 1 and 2 and H2O and Resurrection and Halloween's 4, 5, and 6 and all that stuff. But I wish they would have not ignored any of it. That would have been perfect. The reason why this is ranked where it is and not higher, which it would have been ranked higher, is that they left out Laurie Strode and Michael Myers being brother and sister. I mean, that piece of information, albeit in Halloween 2, wasn't meant to happen. I'll explain that when we get to that one. But, why is Michael Myers waiting 40 years to kill some random babysitter 40 years ago that got away? It just doesn't add up. Like, why would he just go after her and talk about obsession, which doesn't make sense? Not a lick of sense. But, I mean, there's some clever kills in it, so I give it that, and it did have some pretty cool nods to movies, even if they were out of the timeline. The bus crash, the Halloween 3 masks, which was really cool nod to the franchises that are and aren't a part of this, this timeline. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, also another thing that didn't add up is the podcasters. They go to the sanitarium and they have the mask and they're like, Michael, feel the mask! Feel the mask! Why would he feel the mask? This movie ignores everything past the first film. Why would he feel the mask? In the first movie, he literally, yes I mean it, he literally stole the mask from a hardware store. There's nothing to feel. It's a mask he stole just to hide his identity, his evilness. I mean, why does he even care about the frickin' goddamn mask, man? I mean, come on! This movie could be higher if it just did not ignore everything after the first film. But it did! Oh, that part irritates me. So yeah, this movie deserves where it is. Point blank, period! Whew, okay, I'm feeling much better after that rant. Oh boy, did I feel better. But now we're on to number 5, and it is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Yes, I actually like this movie. A lot of people don't, and they rank it all the way near the bottom. I actually like this movie. I really do. There's some drags to it, which is a mute Jamie, who eventually finds her voice. Also, the stuttering pirate, which is, it was okay. I don't know why they really needed to include him, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it could have been done better. An annoying Tina. I actually like Tina, but she was annoying. But I liked her anyways. I don't care. Maybe I like annoying people because I am annoying myself in real life, huh? But yeah, anyways, I thought this movie was half decent, and it really did have a really cool, epic Halloween feel to it. It felt like it was done in Halloween. Who knows? Maybe they filmed it during October and the fall season. I don't know. But I have to really research that, look into that. I didn't do that for this ranking video. But personally, I thought this movie had a good feel to it. It had a Halloween vibe to it. I love the chase scene with Michael and Jamie, and Michael and Tina, in the car. It was a drag that they killed Rachel off so soon, especially after she was the final girl in the fourth one, the one before this, which we'll get into in a little bit. But ultimately, I like this movie. I think it's pretty decent, actually. I really, really do. And it had a clever way of Michael escaping, the end of the fourth movie as well. When he basically was supposed to be blown to smithereens. But yeah, I like it. So yeah, I think it deserves this number 5th spot, don't you? Number 4 on the ranking is going to be an unpopular one. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Now, I know. I hear all you keyboard warriors typing away your comments to me. Oh, I hate you for putting that on there. Oh, Slasher Scotty, you're so fat. Yeah, I get it. You don't have to, insult me and fat shame me because of putting this as number 4 on my list. definitely because it's up at the top of the list. But hear me out, okay? Hear me out. So this movie is actually clever. It's actually really good. The reason why a lot of you keyboard warriors don't like it is because, well, y'all say that Michael Myers isn't in it, and it's part of the Halloween franchise. Guess what? Michael Myers technically isn't in it, like he's not the killer, but he is in the movie. Did you watch when Dan Chalice, Dr. Dan Chalice there, he was at the bar, right? What was on the TV at the bar? The commercials of the original Halloween, right? Who was on that commercial? Michael Myers. Bam! He was in the movie. Yeah, I proved all you wrong, didn't I? Huh? But yeah. So, yeah, I get it. Michael Myers isn't the killer. We have an evil Irishman, Colonel Cochran. He's using Stonehenge and putting it in all of his masks. And there's 3 masks. There's a pumpkin, a witch, and a skeleton. That's it. So he has those 3 masks, and he sells them to children all around the world. And at 9 o'clock on Halloween, they watch a commercial wearing the mask. There'll be a grand prize winner, and he's going to kill all of the children in the world with this mask by having bugs swarming in and having their brains in the mush and all that. Yeah. So that's what they do. This movie, as a standalone film and not part of the Halloween franchise, I guarantee you all you people will be loving this movie and be hoping for another one or an anthology series, kind of like an American Horror Story. I personally enjoy this movie. I don't care what y'all think. I like it. It's number 4. This is my rankings. If you don't like it, you don't want it at number 4 or anywhere near the top of the list, then do us all a favor. Don't bitch to yourselves. Comment down below and tell me why. Interact with me and all of the fans and followers of this channel. And while you're at it, subscribe, please. Why don't ya? We are in the top 3 of the rankings of these Halloween films. And number 3 is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Now, with the exclusion of Michael Myers in Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, they wanted you to know that Michael Myers is coming back. And how do you do that when you leave Michael Myers off of a movie that tricked everybody in with the Halloween title and had them all flocking to the theaters to be disappointed? You put Michael Myers and his return in the subtitle of the frickin' movie, right? Why the hell not? So Halloween 4 is subtitled The Return of Michael Myers, because he is returning. So yes, I thought this movie was very good. And as Kenny Bania in Seinfeld says, the ending was gold, Jerry, gold! That's right, the ending was gold. Thank you, Kenny, for that one. But the ending was gold. I really enjoyed the ending. Jamie, she was possessed after touching Michael Myers' hand or whatever, and she stabs her foster mother with a pair of scissors wearing a clown costume. Homage to the original Halloween and Michael Myers killing his older sister Judith. But I thought that was really cool. It was very shocking, and Dr. Loomis with the gun, trying to go into shooters, screaming, "No! No!" And then, everybody going to the stairs, and they're like, "Oh my god, what the hell? Like, what the hell has happened to her?" But yeah, I really like this movie. And also, the deaths were actually pretty cool. I really liked Kelly Meeker's unique, unorthodox death by Michael Myers being impaled through a door with a frickin' rifle. That was frickin' great. There was no blood. You didn't need blood for it. The death itself was genius, man. Genius. This movie was pure greatness, and I love it. I really, really enjoyed this movie. And Mustafa Akkad, he did great at, picking this. I don't know, it just was great. Overall, I loved it. So, I'm sure everybody puts this one near the top of their list, and if you don't, like I said, comment below. You gotta let me know what your favorites are. I know there are some of you that are watching this and aren't subscribed, aren't commenting, but come on, you have to come into Slasher Scotty, join this slasher cult, boy, be my slashers. Come on, let's go to number 2, right? What do you say? Right? We're in the top 2, and the number 2 spot of the rankings literally could be number 1, and number 1 could be number 2. But we can't do ties here. This is the rankings. We rank them all. We don't rank ties. So number 2 is the sequel to the original Halloween, Halloween 2 from 1981. Now this movie is the perfect sequel to the perfect film of the perfect franchise. If you can say which sequel is the best out of any movie out there, I personally, and a lot of other people would agree with me, is this one. This movie, it has some imperfections, like I would say maybe Laurie Strode's, or shall I say Jamie Lee Curtis, whatever you want to say, her fake wig, because it is fake. I mean, this film takes place right after the events of the original, but it was filmed a couple years later, around the time Jamie Lee Curtis started having her short hair, and they needed to match it up to be exact to the original hairstyle, so they had to use a wig, which you can tell is fake. And plus she wasn't in it that much, and she was top billed. I mean, that was kind of a bummer as well. However, this movie introduced Michael Myers and Laurie Strode as brother and sister. Yes, they were siblings in this movie. Now, John Carpenter says that was his biggest mistake, which is why he removed that connection in the 2018. He came up with that when he was drunk at a bar one night and he needed a way to tie him in. Why is Michael Myers obsessed with killing Laurie Strode? So he came up with siblings. I understand what he thinks about that, but I thought it was perfect, especially, and don't get me into that frickin' rant again, but in 2018, I mean, he retconned it, and it just, the reasoning behind it wasn't the greatest neither, where he said, oh, people think people made up, so, they feel better about themselves, which is bullshit, by the way, but I digress. I think this was a perfect reason, because if you're doing a movie 20 years later, like in H2O, and you're doing it 40 years later from 2018, like, you need a reason why Michael Myers is going to come after her. You don't retcon that out of there. You keep it in, because it adds up. Why else would he be obsessed with killing this girl? Not just a random babysitter. But this movie really is great, and it takes place in a hospital, and Nurse Karen's death is really, really cool. She gets scalded to death in a freaking hot tub. How cool is that? The effects were brilliant on that. But I digress. This movie, it had its shortcomings to an extent, but all movies do. No movie is perfection, but this one, in my opinion, is the perfect sequel to a perfect movie and franchise is Halloween. So, yeah, this ranks number 2. I wish it could be number 1. I wish I could tie it, but I just can't. Are you ready for the number 1 spot on the Halloween rankings? Are you? Who wants it? Give it to me! Give it to me, baby! Give it to me! Yeah! Halloween 1978 is the number 1 spot in this ranking. That's right. This movie is pure gold and perfection. Absolutely. I love it. I absolutely love this movie, and I'm sure everybody else does. It's a cult classic from the musical score, which is iconic and symbolic with October and the fall and Halloween. Every freaking year, I love this movie. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. Simplistic kills. Nothing too gory, nothing too bloody. Very simplistic. Low budget. Very good Halloween feel to it. Just everything about it. From the mystique and the evilness of Michael Myers, known as the Shape in this movie, to Dr. Loomis and his gospel spouting, just his agenda to put a stop to this evil. Like, it just is amazing. Like, it really, really is. And it also has an unknown actress as the lead, Jamie Lee Curtis. She was not known to anybody. She was given this part because of... Why was she given this part? You know why she was given this part. Because her mother is Janet Leigh, and she was in the original slasher of Psycho. She was in Psycho from 1960. Scream Queen. So they gave Jamie Lee Curtis the part. And I'm glad they did, because she has done an amazing job with it. And she wrote the foreword to my Ultimate Halloween Trivia book, which check it out on Amazon, by the way, and order a copy if you want. But yeah, she even said in there a little story, and I'm not going to tell you what the story is. Get the book and find out. It's on Amazon. It's Scotty McCoy, the Ultimate Halloween Trivia book that she plugged. But yeah, overall, this movie is brilliant. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to see, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends as well when they come out, which I couldn't, of course, include those on the list because they weren't released yet. I'm sorry for that. But Halloween, this one is, I don't know what else to say. Perfection. Absolute perfection. I mean, you have to agree with me. So, we just ranked the 11 Halloween films. Wow, what an amazing feeling. I absolutely am grateful that we got through this. Thank you for joining me. But before we wrap up the video, we need to go and do a little bit of business work by getting some, people to subscribe to me and follow me and all that. So come on back into my other studio. I'll see you there, and we will be back to talk about that, and then I'll let you go from there. See ya, be good people, babes. I'm not Michael Myers, you know that. I'm Slasher Scotty. I'm my own slasher. I couldn't be Michael Myers. Nobody can be Michael Myers. He's iconic. He's a legend, man. Okay, babes. So let's get into some business work. I care about all of your opinions, even if you don't agree with mine. So how about you go down to the comment section and tell us, what do you rank them, and do you agree with me or do you not? And if you don't agree with me, tell me why you don't agree with me, where you rank your videos, and which one's your favorite, and which one's your worst, which one you like the best, you don't like at all. I mean, just let us know, babes. Come on. And also, Like the video if you like what you saw, my goofy ass, and all that stuff. I know you like the funniness, the quirkiness, so give me a subscribe as well. That's right, my weapon. Michael Myers got his butcher knife, I got my hand. That's right, slash that subscribe button. And, hit that bell notification icon. I know you want to do that. Get updated on all my videos from my interviews with my celebrity guests, as well as my original video content from my top 10s, the ranking video, and other content that I have coming out as well in the future, boo. Okay, now let's get into some little bit of details that I talked about earlier during the ranking. I know some of you are watching the videos, but you aren't subscribed to me. I see the analytics, I see that, and it's okay. I'm not going to pressure you, but I want you, if you like my videos, please give me a subscribe. I'm begging you, please. Please, you have to give me a subscription. I know you want to. I know you're watching my videos, so please just subscribe to me and you will have a blast. I promise you. I promise you, okay? So please do that. I know Michael Myers will... No. Not again. Not again. No, it can't be. Is that Mike? Is Michael Myers coming? No. No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it!